everybody, Katrina here. Welcome to my home. Well, I am so happy to tell you that tomorrow is my sweet Papa's birthday. I thank God that he's given me another birthday with my beautiful Papa. I'm having him for lunch, and for dessert, for his cake, I'm going to be preparing a blueberry tart, one of his favorites and my mama's too. Delicious. Now let's get started. Blueberry tart for my sweet Papa's birthday tomorrow. This is what we will be preparing today. I'm going to begin with the crust. 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup of icing sugar, quick pulse, 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. I'm just going to give this large egg a quick mix before I add it to the flour mixture. Another pulse. I have 1/2 cup of cubed cold butter. Now it does have to be cold. You want it cold for your crust. I'm just going to add a few pieces at a time while the machine is on. Once you see it coming together, you know it's ready. I placed my dough on some parchment paper and plastic wrap on top. Now before I refrigerate it, all I'm going to do is very gently just shape it out into a tart, round circle. This way it'll be easier to place on the tart pan. I rolled out this wonderful crust to approximately 12 inches. You're going to need a 9-inch tart pan in my refrigerator for half an hour. Press it back and make it look really, really pretty. Now what I'm going to do is dock it and put it back in the refrigerator for half an hour. In the meantime, I'm going to preheat my oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Remember the parchment paper that the pie crust was on? I'm going to use it so that we can blind bake our tart crust. I have ceramic weights that were gifted to me many years ago. But if you don't have ceramic weights, by all means use dry beans, any kind of beans that you have. Just remember to keep them aside for the next time. In my preheated oven for 15 minutes. I left my oven at 425. I'm going to remove the ceramic beads or your beans, whatever you may have. Make sure you have a container that will not crack in heat. And I'll leave my ceramic weights here until they're completely cool, approximately an hour, and then I'm going to put them away. As for my tart shell, goes back into my 425 degrees Fahrenheit oven for an additional 15 minutes. Once it's golden brown, you know it's ready. And my tart shell is ready. I'm just going to set it aside. I'm going to leave it in the pan for support. Begin by preparing the gelatin because it takes about 10 to 15 minutes to bloom. 1 packet in a 1/4 cup of cold water. A little mix. And we're going to set it aside for 15 minutes. Our tart shell is done. Now we can begin with the blueberry filling. You're going to need a total of 6.5 cups of blueberries. Through them, they're all nice and clean. I'm going to reserve 1.5 cups for later. My stove is set at medium heat. I'm going to add 3 cups of blueberries to my pot with 1/4 cup of purified water. And what I'm going to do is bring this to a boil and then to a simmer. I'm just going to give it a lovely mix. Okay, now that it's come to a boil, I'm just going to lower the temperature and allow it to simmer for 10 minutes. It's been 10 minutes. Oh my goodness, how beautiful. I'm going to say it if you could only smell my kitchen. I'm going to leave my stove at medium heat. I'm going to add 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, the zest of 1 lemon, the juice of 1 lemon, tablespoons of cornstarch. This is going to be the thickening agent. Dilute the cornstarch with 2 tablespoons of water. I just love blueberries, love them. I'm going to add the liquid cornstarch and I'm going to mix very, very quickly. I'm going to add the gelatin. I have my stove at medium heat. I'm just going to mix and cook this wonderful filling for 5 minutes. Generous pinch of salt. Don't stop mixing. I have a blueberry story. It's a really cute story. When I was pregnant with my daughter Angelica, it was the month of February, and I had a craving for fresh blueberries. They had to be fresh blueberries. And my husband woke up in the middle of the night. He went to a 7-Eleven, and then in the morning he went to all the grocery stores. And 37 years ago, there was no fresh blueberries anywhere to be found. Now it's a little more, you can find them more readily. And so after about 2 weeks of having this terrible craving, my finger was so itchy. It just would not stop itching and itching. And he brought me home frozen blueberries, but I didn't want the frozen blueberries. I could care less about the frozen blueberries. When my baby was born, when Angelica was born, she was born with a blueberry mark around her little finger. And we just had lunch 2 days ago with Angelica and my little grandson Romeo, and I asked her how her blueberry was, and actually around this time of year it inflames a little bit. I know us Italians, we're so superstitious. We believe that when a woman is pregnant, us Italians, we believe that a pregnant woman, whatever she craves, you have to give it to her. You absolutely have to give it to her, or the baby will be born with that craving somewhere on their body. My mother used to say to me all the time, don't touch your face when you're craving something. Caterina, don't touch your face. Turn my stove off, and I'm going to add 2 cups of the blueberries that I set aside. And I'm going to let them simmer in here with the heat off for 5 minutes. Now's a good time just to taste. If you would like it a little bit sweeter, now's the time to add the sugar. And I think I'm going to add another tablespoon of sugar. Okay, so this has been cooling for approximately 10 minutes. Now I'm going to add 1.5 cups, the reserve of the blueberries. And I'm giving this a nice mix. How beautiful, just beautiful. Now I'm going to let this cool even more for 5 more minutes, and then we're going to pour it into my tart shell. Now it's time to pour it into my tart shell. Look at that. How gorgeous is that? Oh, and I'm going to say it again, if you could only smell my kitchen. With a few fresh blueberries, I'm just going to garnish the top. There's definitely no mistake what kind of tart this is. The tart needs to go in the refrigerator for 4 hours or overnight, so it'll be ready for tomorrow for my Pappa's birthday. In the refrigerator it's going to go, but I'm sure it's going to be delicious. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really happy and excited for my sweet Papa's birthday tomorrow. And it's Katerina from my home to yours. Don't forget to hit your like button, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my channel and share my recipes.
Another 100 you gotta give me. Oh.
Kiss, kiss, kiss. And you made the pie, Kathy? Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Bob. I love you.
Another 100 years.
Yes, Bob.
And
You
more.
ain't going anywhere.
And I'm winning in cards.
Okay, so what's the ruckus? What's all the fighting?
He gives himself 4 cards instead of 3.
No,
And then he says
Bob.
I cheat.
Are you cheating? No.
No, not at all.
كنت هالكارت اللي كنت
Yeah.
بالساي
What, Bob? What did he do?
يا كنت
Ask him who's
That's right,
winning.
yeah.
Ask him who's winning.
يا you win, you win.
Okay, he's cheating, right, Bob? It's my father's birthday. Don't harass him, okay?